What's good, YouTube? It's your favorite Flatsbird back again with another video, and today we're doing the keyboard and mouse update. It's been about a week, maybe two, give or take, since I posted my first tries on keyboard and mouse. That was pretty rough. Hard time remembering where the keys were, a lot of the tracking with the mouse, movement overall. The biggest thing was remembering where the keys were, but today we're going to go through this and kind of tell you if any of my thoughts have changed, if any of my opinions have changed. I don't particularly think a lot of it's changed, but we'll get into it and we'll dive into it.
Control.
If you guys enjoy this kind of talk through opinion stuff, leave me a like, leave me a comment of what else you want to see, my thoughts on this versus that. I do plan on dropping my top 10 loadouts here soon, probably for Rebirth, because that's what I play. But right off rip, first thing to notice is the aim assist.
Oh my god, there's so many fucking people here, bro.
I know we all complain about it. Aim assist doesn't work. Aim assist sucks. And that's just controller players because we use it so often we don't notice it.
No, he's fucking good.
But I can tell you, after playing for several hours without it to record this video, aim assist is OP up close. Mid range, not so much. Long range, it's non-existent. Anybody that plays a controller knows that. Any high-level player will also tell you that. That's why, like, sniping, people don't complain about the aim assist because it doesn't work at that distance anyways. But up close, aim assist is OP. In a building, aim assist is OP. I think if you're a very aggressive player and you prefer to be in a building and stuff like that, be on controller is probably your best bet. My biggest issue still, after a week or two, is knowing how much to move the mouse.
Hard carry,
like you saw right there, it was kind of all over the place. I just don't know how much to move it to track enemies up close. And of course, that's something you'll learn if you play for a month or two. This has nothing to do with keyboard and mouse. I just thought it was funny that I fell over my desk. So I didn't open my parachute. Don't play with auto deploy on if you're trying to play aggressive and beat enemies to the guns or whatever. My 2 cents. And a lot of this would have been cut out of like a normal gameplay that I post. Mostly because you don't need to see us loot or get money or whatever. It's kind of slow. But
I'm chilling right now.
I just wanted to put it in here. Like after a week or two, I'm pretty confident, pretty comfortable with picking stuff up and opening doors and opening chests and doing all that kind of stuff. You're pretty well basics, if you will. Stuff you can kind of go into Plunder and kind of picked up and learn it, which is what I did. We went and played Plunder for several days, and I just ran around picking stuff up and opening stuff. And just familiarizing myself with the buttons. Huge difference on PC, keyboard and mouse, whatever you want to say, when you're like clearing buildings and stuff, because you can, as you seen a minute ago, you can slide into a room, flick right and then flick left, and you can check both corners real quick and not lose any of the forward momentum. And a lot of that is because like you don't have to move your thumb off of your thumbstick to hit the slide button or anything. You just hit slide and you can move the mouse to look. I think that's a pretty big deal, especially if you're trying to play aggressive. So that's a big thing for me. Personally, I think if you're going to be an aggressive player and play up close and be in a building a lot, stick to controller. That's just my 2 cents. As far as like being in the menus and in the buy and in your loadout and stuff, it's not super different. Of course, everybody knows on a controller when you go to buy a teammate back, it's square X.
Wait and see where the circle goes, I guess.
Takes a little bit longer on keyboard and mouse, but once you get used to it, I would say after like a month or even a few more weeks, it would be second nature. And obviously there's a lot of players that do it, so it's not the end of the world. Not enough to be like, oh, I can't play keyboard and mouse because it takes too long to buy stuff. No, you would get used to it pretty quick, I feel like. I still feel like movement throughout the map, just in general movement, keyboard and mouse wins.
There's a team pushing us on this.
It's a lot easier to move around and look and keep your head moving up and down, jumping and sliding and stuff. Unless, of course, you have a scuff, then this whole argument is more of just a comfort thing, or back paddles in general. But if you're using just a standard controller versus keyboard and mouse, map movement is easier with the keyboard and mouse for sure.
They're both weak.
And of course, no recoil on any of the guns if you're on keyboard and mouse. It's so easy to control the recoil with the mouse, especially once you learn whatever gun you use.
Go up the zipline. He's gonna go upstairs.
Like one of my mains since Warzone has come out has been the M13, so I pretty well know the recoil pattern like the back of my hand, kind of like the Ram 7.
Yeah. Stairs on me.
I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming.
Just tracking was my biggest issue on keyboard and mouse.
Shot.
Being able to
He's
follow
down.
players. Only up close, really,
Oh,
because
his
once
teammate's
you
back.
were
They're both up there.
a little longer range, you know, more of a
reviving.
mid-range
Get up there.
gunfight, I was fine. As you'll see right here.
Good
I think if
shit.
I push up there and push into both of them, I probably lose that gunfight.
Yeah.
Solely because I'm not used to tracking them close yet. And like I said, give me another month and I'll probably be
What did I die?
pretty
Right here.
sufficient.
Right.
I don't want to
On
say
the other side of the
good
thing.
necessarily, because you never really know. It's a Warzone.
Did he?
Right here.
But if I played regularly
There
for,
we go.
you know, a month or so, I could probably figure it
Motherfucker
out.
try to take my fucking... You got gas mask?
Yeah.
And I was just trying to do as much as I could in a few games, you know, buying UAVs
Sure.
and dropping money and picking up
Money on
stuff
buy
and
for
opening
sale.
stuff and looting,
Okay, okay.
moving throughout the map,
There's
moving in
a,
There's a
gunfights.
team intense.
Pinging is super
Like,
difficult for
team
me.
behind
I don't
us
have a
doing shit.
very advanced mouse per se, so I don't have any of the side buttons. Personally, I would set one of my side buttons to
they're
ping,
left.
and I'd probably set the other one to prone, so you could drop shot. Drop shotting on keyboard and mouse is ridiculously OP because of how fast it is.
I fucked up.
You don't have to go through a crouch
I
to get
shot
to your
way too
prone
early.
on keyboard and
My
mouse
bad.
like you do controller. So on keyboard and mouse, you just hit the prone button, you go straight prone instantly. This is kind of another instance of the aim assist. There just
No, I
isn't
didn't
any, so I
reload the bullet
missed
above you.
half a clip right there. Probably
Let's
get an
go.
easy kill with the controller. But it is what it is. Shout out to Miss Turtle Pal for carrying me for a few hours. It's got to be rough, but she's
He's on my
great.
body.
She doesn't stream or anything, but awesome teammate nonetheless. And a lot of this, again, would have been cut out. This is not stuff that I would normally post. If you guys see a lot of my other videos, I don't show you a lot of this. But I didn't want it to I didn't want to hide anything or make it look like it was super glamourful or, you know, whatever. I wanted you guys to see, like, real raw footage, per se. So I didn't do any, like, super crazy editing of, you know, the few kills that I got or anything like that. I wanted you to be able to actually see my aim and the aim assist not being there and
Are
the
you here?
movement and this and that.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking pretty good about time.
Not trying to hide anything from y'all.
I'm
but-
fucking good.
Again, I'm a very up-close player. I like to play very aggressive. I like to be in the buildings. I like to be in your face. If you guys have seen me stream, you know that. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Come check me out. You find me on Twitch.
He's brown.
Bro, I got hit with a fucking gas grenade.
So personally, I think I'm gonna stick to controller.
You can't pull your parachute when you're hit
I don't know.
with a gas
You know, I mean,
grenade.
Warzone
You
gets
know
kind of
that?
stale. You
Yeah,
guys,
you do.
you know this. It's been out for a few
That's
years
nice.
now. It can get pretty boring. So you're doing things like weapon challenges with your
Fine.
friends
Fuck
and
it.
trying different
Yeah,
random
let's just play
things.
10.
Maybe learn keyboard and mouse just for the fun of it.
Like we always
That's
do.
kind of what I started to do. My nephew has a
Oh,
PC,
something
and I
got
was over there playing keyboard and mouse with him. And I
I
was like,
literally
yo, this is
only
kind of
have this
OP.
one.
None of the guns have recoil. The movement's ridiculous. Like, I'm going to try it. And then they were like, oh, yeah, I got an extra
I didn't see it whenever I landed
mouse and
either.
keyboard you can use. And so here we are. I don't know that I'm going to use it main necessarily.
And
I'd probably still main my controller, at least until I get to PC, and I can use like the DPI settings to kind of fine-tune my movement and whatnot. Apparently that's a big difference. I couldn't tell you, I don't have a PC. I would recommend maybe go find Savage over on YouTube. He does a lot of tutorials and how to get better stuff. He could probably help you a lot more than I can as far as PC, keyboard, mouse stuff. And like the DPI settings and whatnot. I don't even know what it means, if I'm being totally honest with you, but you know, like right here, you just,
That guy's weak.
the tracking for me is my hardest thing, is knowing how much to move the mouse to be efficient. It's my biggest issue. And of course, like if you have teammates where you guys can like talk
I
shit
got
and have a
nothing
good
but
time,
extra.
it's super fun.
Behind you.
Leave all your teammates on controllers,
right
you
here
go
in
to
front of
keyboard
us.
and mouse, and you guys can just have
Yeah,
a
heal,
blast. If you watch my first video, it was
I
so
got you.
funny. You guys, Miss
Get a
Turtle
fucking
Pow's still
gun.
on controller.
Another
She's
team.
good. Very good on controller. So for me to just be like completely starting over and have no idea what I was doing, it was so much fun.
I'm gonna just play like
Talk
a rat.
so much shit, but it's such a good time.
Goddamn, so many reses going on.
And again,
Holy
it's
fuck.
just another way to kind of liven up something that's getting a little stale, a little played out, if you will. Warzone's still a good time. I still enjoy Rebirth. Caldera's growing on me the more I play it.
Small side.
A lot of my gunfight
Everyone down?
play style is a
Everyone
little
down to
different
myself.
on keyboard and mouse. A lot of it is because I'm not comfortable and I'm not
Different
very
team. Another one
confident.
coming.
So I'm playing a little different than I usually would. I think if I just kind of went into it
I didn't
like
get
I
my
was on
full yet, I don't
controller,
think.
I'd probably
Yeah,
be a
I
little
did.
better. But you know, give it a few more weeks, and if I get
I have no ammo.
super comfortable and really enjoy it, maybe I'll do another video, another
No, I'd be
update, you know,
more than
another
happy to
month or
grab
so
it
down the road,
sometime,
and
could
let you know
figure out how to do
how I'm
it
doing and how
in the
it's
heat of the
going.
moment.
No, you're good. You're good.
If you come over on
there's
Twitch,
plates.
we are on a sub goal right now.
Yeah, I got one.
If we can get 10 subs by the end of February, I will give you a full 3-4 hour stream
Honest?
of keyboard and mouse, so you guys can come laugh at me,
You might be hearing
and
me.
it can be a good time. A lot of clips of me getting shit on, I'm sure, but it'll be fun. Come join the
Where
community.
you at?
Come join the
This
waddle.
guy's loading.
Fun fact: a waddle is a group of penguins on land.
No,
A
don't
raft
worry.
is a group of penguins in the water.
Unless that's you.
The more you know.
No, they're here.
Top.
I think
But yeah, as you guys can see, like it took me a week, give or take, or two, to be pretty comfortable and confident opening stuff up and
I
moving around the
preloaded
map.
bottom. My bad.
I still don't feel like I'm sufficient in a gunfight, of course, but like you can see right here, just getting out of trouble,
Right in
it's
front
so
of me.
easy. You just a little flick and a little slide and you're out. I don't even know where that guy came from,
Yeah.
but I wanted to put in a lot of these deaths
They were
and
watching us.
you know, not make it look like, oh, I'm just a demon now, some keyboard and mouse. That's just not how it works.
Bottom, big cut.
You're not going to pick up keyboard and
Yeah.
mouse and then in 2 weeks become a demon and all of a sudden you're just running through lobbies. It's probably going to take you more like a month, depending how fast you learn, of course. I think if you have the time to dedicate to
fighting.
learning it and you want to
No.
learn it in a month or so, you'd probably be a lot better off. I think personally, if you're a mid-range support player on your team, watch this. Yeah, you thought I was gonna do something cool. Nah, I straight let that guy snipe me in the face. No, if you are a mid-range support player on your team, I think keyboard and mouse is probably the way to go. You're in a lot of mid-range gunfights. You're not up close very often. You're not in buildings very often. So the no recoil with the mouse, I think, is probably a huge help. If you're a mid-range
I'm getting
support player, if you're a
fucking
pretty
lasered out
aggressive
trying
player
to
like
do
I am, and you like to be in your face and up close and personal, controller is probably going to be your best friend. Just my 2 cents.
Please
I
don't
don't-
shoot me, Nova.
You know, like I said, maybe I'll keep playing
Nova, leave me alone.
and give you another review in like a month and see if it's changed. It's kind of a
Scared the shit out of
personal
me.
preference. You know, would you rather have the cool flicks or would you rather have
Alright,
the
well, you know
nice
there's gonna be a
smooth
team camping this
transitions
bitch, so.
here to there? I think that's really what it comes down to. I don't really prefer one either way. Like, I don't hate playing keyboard and mouse. I don't love playing controller.
Weird.
I think
I'm being sniped at?
I would probably stick to keyboard and mouse if I could figure out
Probably
how to
Vision.
use the mouse more effectively. Probably. And you can do a lot more on keyboard and mouse, I feel like, at the same time. You know, if you're in Caldera and you're running across the map, you hit auto run, which is another button. You open the map, you can mark stuff while you're still running. You can't really do that on controller.
He's broke.
Not as
Down
easy,
one.
I should say. So, I mean, a lot of it's going to be personal preference. You know, everything has its
Teammates
plus
on
and
the other side.
minuses.
We're just
But at the end of the day, it's just going to be what
Yeah.
you're comfortable with. We're kind of going to sum this up here a little bit. Like I said, it's mostly personal preference. Aim assist is OP up close. Mid-range, it's kind of just up in the air. I don't feel like the aim assist in the mid-range is a huge help. And if you play controller, you know what I'm talking about. Of course, like I said, I'm not on PC, I'm on console, so it's a little bit different, I'm sure, on PC. You have a little more benefits. But for the most part, it's going to come down to personal preference. I think if you have a good month or two to dedicate to learning it and you just have the time to do it, absolutely do it. What's the worst that could happen? You don't like it? You know, give it 2 weeks. You don't like it, go back to controller. It's gonna be like riding a bike. You're not ever gonna forget.
You're fucking bunch of pussies.
It's worth trying. It's fun. You know, I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Fucking God.
If you guys enjoy this gameplay and these kind of videos, leave me a comment. I'll make more of them. Let me know what you want to see. I'm getting ready to drop my top 10 loadouts for Rebirth. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button.
No, that fucking
you.
whole other team, dude.